Across the country, black women and girls go missing at an alarming rate. Yet their cases are often receive less attention than others. Data from the FBI's National Crime Information Center shows that more than 546,000 missing persons are reported that were filed in the U.S. in 2022, and more than 30% involved black people. It also found that black women and girls made up nearly 40%, or more than 64,000 of all the missing women cases reported. And those numbers aren't just statistics. They're also behind a recent Netflix film, which is using drama to drive awareness to spark conversations about how we protect young women. With us now with more on this is Hunter Gilmore, a true crime journalist, producer, and screenwriter. Her Hunting for Answers podcast focuses on the often overlooked cases of missing and murdered black women and girls. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chesley, for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Why was it so important to get voices behind it?
It's so important to get voices behind this because it is a national epidemic that we are dealing with. When you take a look at the numbers and how they are disproportionately impacting black women and girls across the nation, it's a serious issue that we're dealing with. And so, movies and films like Abducted at a HBCU really do shine awareness on it, but then also spark that dialogue that we really need to help bring this issue to the forefront.
Yeah. What keeps you motivated when it's such a heavy and a heartbreaking topic such as this?
It is very heartbreaking, but what keeps me motivated is, one, the fact that I am a black woman, so it's really hard not to care about these things. I only imagine if it was my mom or my aunt or my sister. It's extremely devastating for many of these families, and oftentimes they have to depend on themselves or rally on the community to really get the support that they need when they can't rely on institutions that are supposed to be there to help. So it's, a very heartbreaking situation for many families, but I'm very dedicated to this because if I'm not talking about it, who's talking about it? If no one's talking about this, then how are we going to really get the attention that we need on this?
Yeah, speaking of the attention, you see a story like this, what's the biggest truth that you hope comes out of it?
The biggest truth that I hope comes out of this is that results happen. I pray that over these next few years and in the time ahead that we see these numbers start to decrease. At the top of the segment, you named some of those statistics out there. 37% of black people are account for these missing persons cases. So it's a disparity that runs deep, and so yeah.
Why do you think they're not getting the attention that they deserve?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why these cases don't get the attention that they deserve. One is, of course, the media attention and kind of what mainstream media tends to lean more towards. Oftentimes, cases involving black women and girls receive less media attention than their white counterparts. Also, many of these cases, authorities don't take the necessary action in the beginning. Lots of families may report, a loved one missing, and they get labeled a runaway. Or, I was talking with one family recently, and they were saying how the investigators were like, oh, this type of thing happens, and that shouldn't be the type of response that families get.
All right, this is at the heart of all your work. What's the one message that you don't want us to forget, or you want the people out there watching to forget?
I don't want viewers to forget that this is a real issue going on. Don't forget to stay vigilant in your communities, to look out for one another, to practice safe practices to keep yourself and others around you safe. So, we're talking about Abducted at a HBCU for college students, making sure that you're traveling in groups, making sure that you have someone who knows your location. Make sure you're not putting private information online, talking to strangers, accepting rides from people you don't know. These are all things that seem very, simple, and we kind of don't think about on a day-to-day basis, but they really do, these small steps can make big impact.
Absolutely. Hunter Gilmore, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for your insight today. Really appreciate it.